What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We have a Social Security battle looming here in Congress and a lot of things going on here right now in our country that you need to know about. Here, I'll catch you up here in this video. And if you're new to our channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos. All right, let's jump right in. Here we go. There's yet another debt ceiling crisis looming here in Congress. This is just a yearly thing now that Congress has to raise what they call the debt ceiling. It's inevitable because the country just accumulates debt. It happens no matter what. Former President Donald Trump accumulated about $8 trillion of debt in 4 years. Biden's probably going to accumulate somewhere around that, maybe more, maybe less. We won't really know until after the 4 years. And it's almost kind of redundant at this point because Congress has to approve the vast majority of debt that's spent anyways. And then they have this kind of double checked standard that they have to approve. And it's really become a political kind of motive standard that they use as a political ploy for Republicans and Democrats to use against each other to kind of hold hostage for negotiations things. And Republicans are saying that they might use it to negotiate cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Here, take a listen.
I mean, you say that, and you note it's both parties, and that's true. I just want to note that the deficit grew every year under the Trump administration, and the debt grew by $8 trillion. 2 of those years, obviously, Republicans were in control. I don't sense an appetite among your fellow House Republicans to take on the fight. There are individuals like John Thune and others, but generally in the House, I don't sense it. Senator Thune floated this week an effort to, quote, get serious about possible changes to make Social Security and Medicare more sustainable. He wants to do this during the debt ceiling battle. Would you support any changes to these social safety net or entitlement programs?
Well, as I said during my campaign, we have to protect Social Security and Medicare. It is critically important. There are obviously significant challenges with both programs going forward. We need to ensure that the trust fund is, sustainable. And so I think we need to evaluate what needs to be done. Frankly, I think there should be a blue ribbon commission, much like was done back in the 80s, a bipartisan commission, to evaluate the long-term aspect of Social Security and Medicare, but we have a responsibility to fulfill our commitments there. And so my objective is to make sure that they are sustainable for the long term.
And the thing that kind of really perturbs me or makes me mad about this is that, Congress is really, Republicans and Democrats, no matter what side you're on, they're willing to spend billions and trillions of dollars on everything else. I mean, you look at, and it's Republicans that want to make cuts here. Democrats actually want to raise benefits. I'll show you here. You can see here legislation that's in Congress right now that Democrats are trying to get passed by independent Senator Bernie Sanders, along with about 200 Democrats. Elizabeth Warren and colleagues have introduced legislation to expand Social Security and increase benefits by $2,400 a year and extend solvency for 75 years. So it would actually extend the solvency for 75 years and increase benefits by $2,400 a year. The main way it would do this is it would make high income earners of $250,000 to $400,000 and above pay into Social Security payroll taxes. Right now, they don't. In 2022, People that make $147,000 and above stop paying into the Social Security payroll taxes. So if they make 500,000 or a million or 10 million or 20 million, they only pay into the Social Security payroll tax system up to $147,000. It's actually going to increase in 2023, I believe, to around $160,000. Okay, so they want to increase that. Republicans actually have a similar proposal to use the same type of system. They just don't want to increase benefits. They actually want to cut benefits. So, I mean, you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. The problem I have with cutting benefits is that everybody, that has worked, me, my mom, my dad, you guys, Americans, pretty much everybody has paid into Social Security and Medicare. I mean, if you're on Medicare, you pay those monthly benefits. You pay into Social Security for decades, This is something that you have paid into, and now they want to cut benefits. And really, if anything, inflation is just getting higher and higher and higher. And we've all seen the reports that Social Security has actually lost buying power throughout the years. And this is the problem here. And the average Social Security benefit is not even enough to buy a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment or to rent a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, let alone pay for extras like food and electric, gas, and a car payment. So it's not even enough to survive on, let alone just pay for an apartment. And, when you go to retire, you're supposed to have the golden years, the other problem I have with this is that Congress, Republicans and Democrats, have been willing in the past to spend money on everything else. So just recently, Congress was able to spend $250 billion, $250 billion here recently on the CHIPS Act. Money for just a few months ago, money for large corporations for semiconductors and for other things here, science and technology and stuff like that, that went straight to the national debt. Now it's supposed to make America more competitive with China and this, that, and the other thing. But the reality of it is the most of this money went to very profitable corporations like Intel and Nvidia that already make billions and billions of dollars in profit in a very profitable sector of semiconductors already. So do they really need help with billions and billions of dollars more when they're already very profitable to begin with? And we're literally just kind of writing them a blank check, giving them tens of billions of dollars. So it's okay to spend hundreds of billions of dollars for things like that. But when it comes to Americans, seniors, Social Security, we got to be fiscally responsible. Also, we spent $1.9 trillion for the third stimulus check package here recently that went straight to the national deficit. That was underneath Biden. The first stimulus check package was $2.2 trillion underneath former President Donald Trump. That went straight to the national deficit. The 2017 Trump tax cuts, which had a lot of corporate tax cuts in there, corporate welfare, people call it. That was about $2 trillion that went straight to the national deficit. There was no pay-fors in there. That was about $2 trillion. Again, straight to the national deficit. In fact, there's corporate tax cuts coming due again that have they're up for renewal here at the end of this year. And some Republicans want to renew them, and they're going to cost it's like $100 billion, somewhere around there. And some Democrats are actually saying they're not going to vote to renew them unless there's something in there for Americans. And some Democrats want to renew the child tax credits, which they have not been able to renew here this entire year. And it's actually thrown tens of millions of children into poverty. And a lot of Democrats are saying that they're not going to do it unless there's something actually in there for people and not just for corporations. And Democrats are saying, well, we might be able to deal with you if you can actually make a deal people for corporations. And I'm not really trying to pick sides. This is actually what is happening in Congress. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this, but it's interesting how, like, when it comes to things like Social Security, it's like, oh, all of a sudden we have to draw the line. We have to be fiscally responsible here. And don't forget that Congress plundered, which is really kind of the best use of the word, from the Social Security Trust Fund years ago, when there was so much money in the trust fund. And, now all of a sudden, Social Security could be running out of money in as early as 12 years by 2035. Now all of a sudden, oh, now we have to potentially talk about cutting benefits. And it's interesting how there's two different ideologies here. Democrats say, well, if we bring in this extra money from large income earners, we can actually pay out extra benefits, $2,400 a year, and increase the solvency by 75 years. Republicans say, well, yeah, we want to do that, but we also want to cut benefits and still bring in the extra amount. And I get the idea why, because if we don't pay out extra benefits, then theoretically the solvency might go even longer. But the problem here is that it's about 50% of Americans retire with zero savings. And right now, about 60 to 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, I mean, think about when you go to retire, now they want to cut benefits. I mean, this is a significant problem. A significant problem. I mean, I'm almost flabbergasted because you look at the average cost of rent right now is around $2,000, $2,000 to $2,200 for a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, depending on where you live. You can see here from one of our, really one of our top YouTubers or top commenters here, Diana here. She says, look at her comment here. My son pays $3,000 a month for just a 2-bedroom apartment in Florida. And this does not even include utilities. So this just gives you an idea here of how expensive it is just to rent a 2-bedroom apartment in Florida. This isn't some mansion or anything, a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah. Also, to give you an idea, I just searched for the word 3,000 here. A lot of people give student loans a bad rap here. Just another random comment. My son got $3,000 in Pell Grants twice or maybe a couple times here. He has a bachelor degrees. He was on the dean's list, 4.0 grade average, but he can't get a job because everybody wants 3 to 5 years of experience. He has $70,000 loan to pay for a degree he can't use. This is just one of the problems here that people with student loans have. He has $70,000 in loans, can't get a job because everybody wants 3 to 5 years of experience. People don't realize some of the toughness that people experience out in the real world out there. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Yeah, so right now there's a big battle going on here with Social Security and what they're going to do, because in about 12 years, 2035, the Social Security Trust Fund is going to start to run out of money, and they're going to have to reduce benefits if Congress doesn't do something. And the new Congress has just been elected, and they're going to try to do something now because years and years keep rolling by and they have done nothing. So everybody just got reelected for 2 more years in the House, and well, basically the Senate as well. You know, they're another 2-year term. I know they get elected for 6 years, but you know, they go in kind of 2-year swings where they're, you know, everybody's safe for 2 years for the people that aren't, you know, until the next election cycle. So let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here on this. They could go one of two ways: $2,400 raise, or cuts, or nothing could happen. I guess 3 ways. So let me know your thoughts here in the comment section, and I'll keep you up to date. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos, and I'll keep you up to date. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to watch my newest video about checks that are going out to millions of Americans that you might not even know about. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.